I think there's a lot of leaders who don't understand you can't come at it with ego and pride. It won't work. You have to put the ego down and say, hey, I don't know the answer, but let's find out, right? They're not expecting the answer. They're expecting someone to help find the answer with some level of authority.
I would love to hear more leaders say that with confidence. I don't know. Let's go and find out. There's so much more that goes wrong when people try to make out that they know rather than just saying, I don't know. Let's see what we can find out. Let's go and find the information that we need to help us to make that answer. I think also it's understanding when there's good intentions and unintended consequences. Sometimes people within your team will go about and do something, they'll make a decision or they'll take an action, and you can look at that as a leader and think, what were they thinking? Because now you've got the bigger picture, you've got the benefit of hindsight, you can see what happened, but that wasn't the situation they were in when they made that decision. And I think as a leader, asking those curious questions, what was the information you had when you made that decision? What options did you consider? What was your thought process? Because you can't make that judgment. Rather than making a judgment on the consequences, sit and have that conversation around what was the good intention that led to the unintended consequences, and help them to walk back through that process, because that's where they're going to learn, rather than you walking in and saying, well, that's not what I would have done, and your ego and your ability and your experience to say, well, I would have done something different and something better. Even as leaders, we've made multiple mistakes over time. We just prefer not to remember them. But actually sitting down with people and having that conversation, open curiosity, how did they reach that decision, and help them to walk through it, that's where their learning happens, and that's what's going to help them to make a better decision next time. Might still not be the right decision, but it'll be a better one.